All right, we are live. Welcome to the live stream. Today we have NFP. Let's pull up Forex Factory right now. But I just posted a video on liquidity voids, and I think it's pretty good actually. I was pretty proud of it. I hope it's not too confusing. I feel like, honestly, like I rewatch those videos. Half the time I'm like, I explained that well, and half the time I'm like, honestly, this is kind of confusing. Like, it's confusing, but I feel like I explain it well because it's a confusing concept. So no matter what, hey, what's up? Like, no matter what, these topics are confusing. So like, of course it's gonna be hard to explain, but like I feel like I explain them well, and they're like very very complex stuff. Like, I've just barely started watching ICT's private mentorship. I'm just kind of doing it in my free time while I'm at the gym, and um, in general, I've just been like last night I was watching it before I was going to bed, and I was laying in bed, and the private mentorship, it's actually insane. Like, if you actually start watching that, I'm on the fifth video. It's really boring. Don't get me wrong, it's really boring. But the stuff that he's saying is resonating with me so much. I'm like, he would, like, for example, he'll say something like 90% of people are dumb money, and that basically the market's going to purposely try and stop them out, and there's only like 5 to 10% of people, the like elite group of people, who understand that the market is built to beat them. And then, like, that's literally how the markets move. This is what I've been saying this whole time. It's like, so much of what he says resonates with me, and I'm like, yeah, no, I definitely want to watch the whole thing. It's just gonna take me like probably like weeks. But yeah, I trade ICT concepts. I trade specifically Dodgy's model. I trade inverse for value gaps as well. I like to outline other models as well. But I don't take any other trades besides inverse for value gaps, and also I wouldn't consider myself totally profitable yet, but I am on my way there, and I would like to think I'm very close. So, but I trade inverse for value gaps. I just find a liquidity sweep, and then I find a good inverse for value gap, and I'll take it to a good draw on liquidity, and that's basically it. But it needs to be like a high quality setup. Like, I want to see some kind of SMT. I want to see some higher time frame context. I want to see there needs to be other reasons for the trade. I live in Idaho right now. I live with my parents. So, yep, from Idaho. But I initially grew up in Washington. So, let's take a look at the charts here and figure out what's going on. So you can see that we left this data wick here, and we already went straight down and took it out. So that's crazy how fast we took that out. Nice. I got actually surprisingly a lot of friends from India, because I have a lot of friends from like online stuff now, like both from trading, and also I've been playing a lot of chess, and so there's a lot of chess players in India, and I joined some chess discords, and then also I made my own chess discord as well, and so a lot of those guys are from India, and it's kind of fun, but I'm never awake at the same time as them. So, but that's super cool. How is India? Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on. So, okay, you see this? Oh man, that's good. That's a very good. No way, 1600. Holy crap, bro. Yeah, I'm about the same as you. And I've been working hard at it though. Like, I'm literally like, I have my own server for chess. Like, you should. I'll have to send you an invite link later. But man, it's like, that's crazy. You're 16 and you're 1600 in chess. That's like insane. Yeah, I'm about 1600 as well. Um, I've been trying to push my way to 1700, but man, it gets tougher. It gets really really tough. It's part of my like goals this winter. Like I have quite a bit of goals this winter, and one of them is, well, one of them is my YouTube channel. I wanna grow it to 250 by the end of October, and then I don't know. It sounds kind of crazy, but I wanna. I don't know if I should say my goals for YouTube. I'll just keep my goals for YouTube quiet for now. But um, for chess, I want to get to 1700 by the end of October. I want to get to 1750 by the end of November, and then 1800 by the end of December. I'm like locked in right now. I'm totally focused on like all my goals, and so that's why you see me make like 2 short YouTube shorts a day. I'm like live streaming every single day. I'm gonna turn profitable here very, very soon. Like I'll do whatever it takes. So man, I'm working hard. So anyway, you can see here. Look at how these highs are like. These are like, are these perfectly equal? Yeah, look, there's 3 perfectly equal highs here. So this is gonna be a very strong draw. This is going to be a very strong draw. Yeah, some of this stuff's really complex. I want to learn more about that stuff. I want to learn about everything, honestly. And like as I learn about everything, I'll find out the truth. I'll find out what actually works and what doesn't. Oh, we already swept these highs. Oh, that's interesting. We already swept. Look at how we swept these highs perfectly. That's interesting. I didn't realize we already swept them. But I guess it's still kind of, they're relatively equal, so it's still like not a bad target. Okay, we left relatively equal lows now. Anyway, we'll just have to see if tomorrow. Oh, here we go. Oh, we got 2 different sets of relatively equal highs here. Okay. Nice. Nice. We got these and we got these. That's good. That's really good. That gives us a good bias for later today. But the problem is we might not go straight up there like yesterday, for example. Yesterday we went to our draw on liquidity, right? But look what happened first. The market opened and then we had our manipulation move down, and then we didn't go up there until like way later on. So like this is something that could very, very this could happen again, where it's like, yeah, we know that this is the draw on liquidity, but the market dumped first and takes out this low, and then we go run up to the draw on liquidity. They're illogical because they're meant to be counterintuitive. They're meant to be hard to beat. The way that the way they work is. Yeah, you don't need to find out everything, but I think the more you learn, I don't know, you don't need to find out everything. You just need a profitable model and a profitable strategy that works. But I'm just the kind of person who likes to learn about a whole bunch of different stuff. So, but I totally get what you mean, and that's why I stick to only one model right now. That's why I only stick to inverse for value gaps. But yeah, I think you're exactly right. And I 100% agree. Anyway, like I was saying, we obviously this was the draw. This was the draw on liquidity, but we didn't go here right away. We come up, but what did the market want to do first? It wanted to have a manipulation leg first. So if I measure this from the low to the high, it's not exactly, the standard deviations don't line up exactly, but this was the draw. After we had this final move down, this was the draw, and then we had a 5-minute change in state of delivery here, and this was the trade that Justin took actually, because there was an SMT right here. There's an SMT right here. And then we retest this 5-minute change in state of delivery. And I think on the retest of this change in state of delivery, I'm not exactly sure like if that was what he entered on or what, but I think he entered somewhere like that. And then He hit TP and then got stopped out at break even, but it ended up going to his target. I watched his trade recap, so if you haven't seen that, go check out Justin's trade recap that he did. Thought that was very interesting. But yes, change in state of delivery, SMT. Basically what he said about this trade is like he should have, with this SMT with these lows being protected, he should have taken a partial at these highs, but he shouldn't have moved his stop loss to break even because these lows are still protected. So there's no reason to necessarily move your stop loss to break even when the trade is still valid. There's no reason to move your stop loss to break even, but you can take profit here, and that's essentially as if you were to move your stop loss to break even, and then it would have hit a take profit. So yeah, that's the lesson with that trade. But you can see this was like a buy model right here. Yeah, Justin's great. I'd watch that trade recap that he did. But yeah, this is a buy model, and also this is a 1 hour for value gap, right? So the bottom of this buy model was this 1 hour for value gap. This is what happened yesterday. Bottom of this buy model was this 1 hour for value gap. You can see we fill this perfectly, and yeah, buy model. Nice little buy model right here. And yeah, I think he entered on the retest of this change of state delivery, but I'm not entirely sure. So, but I'm still trying to understand the change of state of delivery model. I don't really totally get it yet, but I don't need to, and I'm just sticking to inverse value gaps, and that's really all I need right now. There was this inverse value gap play, which is pretty good. We had this close below this gap here, and then this happened later on in the day, so I didn't cover it in my recap, but you target these lows, or I guess you target maybe these lows. It just depends what you want, I guess. So nice little 3-to-1. But this is good because we just barely swept this data high here. Green line, interesting. I'll have to look into that. Yeah, I think ICT concepts are good. It's just hard to understand. Like they're very good. ICT concepts are the fundamentals of how the market moves. There's no denying that. You can't, like, there's no way to, like, you can't, I'm trying to think of how to put it. It's like the laws of physics. Like, ICT concepts are like the laws of physics of the market. You can't, like whether people, like profitable people realize it or not, if they're profitable, their strategy probably aligns somehow with ICT concepts. And ICT, the market just moves based off of liquidity. That's how the market moves. You see, this was the draw on liquidity. The market came back to it, right? The market goes to wherever the market is being drawn towards. So, I agree with you, but like I think at some point you should learn ICT concepts because I think it's useful. So there's not really been an inversion yet. Okay, it's 9 a.m. officially. So these all seem like the draws on liquidity. We got like one set of equal highs, another set of equal highs, and then also relatively equal highs. So, but then also look down here, there's kind of relatively equal lows down here as well. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, let's get rid of all this on our chart because we don't need it anymore. I want to mark out previous day's high and previous day's low, so let's do that right now. So let's go on the daily chart, mark out previous day's high, previous day's low, see if we've swept it. Previous day's low is all the way down here. Previous day's low is all the way down here. Previous day's low. And previous day's high is up here. Previous day's high. Okay, it is PPI that came out today. So we have PPI came out on Friday, or comes out today, October 11th. So anyway, proof stays low, proof stays high. This is kind of like the range we're dealing in here. We filled this 4 hour for value gap almost perfectly. That's something to notice. So now, I guess let's mark out Asia and London. That's the next logical thing I would say, right? Let's mark out Asia and London. I think we don't need to have all of these draws on liquidity. Let's just leave just this one because we know that there's more up here, but this would obviously be our first target. Oh yeah, it's not actually not that bad though, because I've actually been waking up early for like the past, like I've been doing it so long now that my body's used to it, and I actually go to bed pretty early. um, it used to be hard. Now it's just like part of my routine, and like I don't know, like I love doing it, and I also film my videos in the mornings too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of maybe I'm a little like crazy, but I kind of like it. It's kind of like it's just chill. It's you get used to it. It's chill. It is chill. Yeah, the time zones were hard to get used to, and then also like I have my chart in Eastern time, and it's like at first it's kind of like hard to like adjust to that, but now it's just totally like intuitive for me. I'm like, oh yeah, 9:30 market open, you know, and then it's 7:30 my time, but I just say 9:30 because my brain's so tuned to it. Because if I don't talk in Eastern time, then no one's gonna know what I'm talking about. It's gonna be like no one. You have to have a common. You have to have a common time zone. So what I was telling Frenzy or whatever his name is, there's these equal highs, relatively equal highs here, and then there's two more sets of relatively equal highs up here. So I think eventually the market's going to be drawn up here. It's just a matter of when. Because like yesterday, the thing was we had this draw on liquidity. This was where the market was being drawn towards. But the problem is we chopped up in here for a while, and then we went down first. We took out the lows, and then we went to our draw. And we didn't go to our draw until after 10 a.m. Yeah, I know. Like my brain converts time zones like it's like it used to be. I used to be so bad at it, but like now I'm like I'm still not very great at it, but I've gotten a lot better. But yeah, what I was saying is, the hard part about drawing liquidity is you can be totally right about drawing liquidity. Like yesterday, I was totally right, and it was like, it doesn't matter if you're right if you can't frame it correctly within the model. This was the inverse for value gap that I should have taken, right? This 3-minute inverse was obviously the play of the day, and you would have to play it as a conviction play, right? Because if you move your stop loss to break even, then obviously you get stopped out at break even here. But this 3-minute inverse would be the play of the day, and stop loss below the fair value gap, and you target here. And now obviously this would be the play of the day, but it have to be a conviction play, and since this swept a higher time frame, since this swept this low, I would say this would actually be a little bit better trade than the trade that I took. The trade that I took wasn't in line with the context of the model, the higher time frame model, right? Because we hadn't really like swept out a low yet, right? So I entered too early. I entered on this inverse for value gap. Delivering from this fair value gap. So we were delivering from a fair value gap. We swept out these lows, and we also had an SMT here. So I thought this was really good. But in general, you have to understand your trades within the context of, like, has there been a giant manipulation leg yet? If not, you're probably going to be offside until there is one. And then once we got that manipulation leg, then you can enter. So you really want to see this final manipulation move down. This is like so important. This is one of the most important things I learned yesterday. Is this is like maybe an okay trade, but it's not as good as if we were to have this manipulation leg first and then get this inverse. So that's one of the main things I learned yesterday. But let's look at the chart because I don't want to miss anything. So let's go back over there. So like this is our draw, right? But have we had a really big manipulation leg that's taken out an external low yet? Honestly, no, because I would say this is such a strong sell side target, right? This is such a strong sell side target. So what I would want to see first is going into market open, I want to see us get a giant manipulation leg down before I even consider taking longs. Because yes, the draw is higher, but with being within what's the word, being stuck between two draws like this, you need to see one side taken first. I need to see sell side taken first, and then I will consider buy side. And maybe actually we just go straight down to previous day's low. I have to be open-minded, right? But the draw eventually will be these equal highs at some point, and so will these be. So as well as these equal highs and these equal highs. I just don't have them all marked out. I only have the first ones because really that's all you need is those first equal highs. I don't because otherwise I have like 3 different lines marked out. Green line is best for stocks trading in for easy profits, unpopular and owned by a single person. Provide the best signals and explain how the market moves and smart money plays. Daily streams, live trade. I'll look into them later. I'm just totally interested in learning about everything I can. I don't like the more I learn, I'm gonna filter out the stuff that doesn't resonate with me and the stuff that does. So I just try and learn as much as possible. Sorry, I had to plug in my phone. So yeah, we're stuck in between these two liquidity pools here. So I want to see us take out probably one of these pools, one of these sides first. Probably the sell side first, and then run up to the equal highs. Because in general, I would prefer to stay bullish because we are delivering from this weekly fair value gap. We have this, so we go from internal liquidity to external liquidity, right? We're delivering from a fair value gap going to a previous month's high up here. So we also have this order block. So we're delivering from an order block and a fair value gap. And then if I go down into the lower time frame, I'm going to talk about this in a video that comes out later today. But like prices all fractal, right? So this weekly fair value gap is like the low of this buy model here, right? It seems like that's what the case is, right? And it seems like this is possibly if we're going from internal liquidity to external liquidity, it seems like we might go up to this high. But it's also worth noting that I think Justin pointed out in his video that there is an SMT. There is an SMT here. We got a higher high on the S&P and a lower high on NASDAQ, so maybe that holds, maybe that doesn't. But to me, this seems like we should go up to previous month's high. So this is previous month's high. So it seems like I would expect the market to, especially because it's lined up so well, like this previous day's high, previous month's high kind of line up. I don't know. To me, it seems like the market will be drawn there eventually, especially with those equal highs. That kind of confirms that to me, but it could be wrong. Maybe we'll go down here. Maybe we'll come to this imbalance first. Maybe the market wants to go back into discount. Best trading setup equals small loss and big wins. Yeah, if you can just limit your losses, because there's no way to avoid losses in trading, but just limit them as much as possible, and then make sure your winners are big, or like at least decent sized, and then yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. Price is totally fractal. It's all fractal. Elliott Wave and Fibonacci talk about this concept better than ICT. I mean, regardless of what you're using, like ICT or not, like I don't know. In my opinion, ICT concepts are like with the reason the market moves the way that it does. So like you can use other things, but I think at the end of the day, like the market moves based off of liquidity, and that's the main reason why it moves. So all your other models and everything else, it like falls underneath ICT. At least that's my opinion about it. You could disagree with that, but that's just what I think. I think you're right. Like no matter what concepts you're using or what you're using, price is gonna be fractal. Everything is in the chart is based off of everything else, and so higher time frames dictate the lower time frame, regardless of what you're using. I would totally agree with that. But we have this. These equal lows and these equal highs. Oh, I forgot. We need to mark out our sessions. Okay, this is something important that we haven't done yet. So 20 until midnight. Okay, 20 until midnight. Oh wow, that's interesting. That is that an accumulation range or what? That is the that is the most obvious looking accumulation range I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, I will definitely look into other things as well. I 100% agree with you. I'm not gonna limit. I'm not gonna let my biases cloud my vision. So I'm gonna definitely look into everything, man. I will totally just give me resources, and I'm gonna learn about it. Man, look at how this is just so good looking. Look at that. Does that look like accumulation range or what? Oh my gosh, it looks so. Oh, it looks so cute. Just like, what the heck is? Why does it look so perfect? Why does it look like that? Okay. Anyway, market moved down, moved down, moved down. To me, okay. Wait, let's mark out London. 2 until 5. Okay, so the crazy thing about this is these equal lows are also London's lows. So I want to see London's lows get taken out. I really do want to see London's lows get taken out. At which point that will be the key level I would frame a reversal off of. To then go take previous day's high and previous month's high. So I really do think that we come down, possibly take out London's low, and then see how this accumulation range right here. It very much seems like a New York reversal kind of day where we haven't hit a key level during London yet. Seems like we should hit that key level in New York, which is this London lows, and then boom, right up to previous day's high and previous month's high. That is my guess for the day if I had to take a guess right now. But once again, we're still getting information every second, so we gotta just keep playing things by ear and gathering more information. We don't want to jump to any conclusions or biases. Let's keep getting information here, and we'll figure it out. The Gann theory states that the price of an asset changes with an angle. Price changes are related to different geometrical figures, thus helping predict future movements. Dude, that's interesting. Like that, I don't know. There might be some truth to it, and I'm really very much interested in learning about it. So definitely send me stuff. I think it's all kind of like intertwined a little bit. It's not necessarily black and white. Like one thing's true, one thing's not. There's truths in everything. So you just kind of have to read between the lines a little bit. I'll definitely just send me stuff and I'll look at it. But yeah, we have these. Man, this is just such a clear draw to me. It's very much standing out. So when I do take a trade, I will probably, like, as much as I would love to just target previous month's high, because I know that is the weekly objective, right? Like I'm like, nah, I'll just target. I'd honestly just target either these equal highs or London highs and these equal highs. I just like, there's so many draws above. To me, it just seems like the market really will probably just run through all of this. But the low hanging fruit, the safe low hanging fruit is probably just these equal highs. And I'm pretty, like, I have a feeling since these equal highs are the same as London highs, that these will probably get ran as well. That's my guess. So it looks like we are possibly going to come down and sweep this low here. So you can see this was actually kind of like a liquidity void. So I made a video about liquidity voids today. And essentially what they are is they're a very sharp, aggressive movement. They're like a fair value gap, but they're a little bit more aggressive than a fair value gap. You get these giant, fast movements in a direction. And what it does is it makes anyone who's in this range just feel like crap, because if they sold here, or like the people who lost money are upset, and so basically once it comes back into this range, people who the market manipulators basically are able to so I explained it a little better in my video. I just go watch that video. I think that video makes a lot of sense. But basically, if you're, let's say you're going short in here, right? Price goes up really fast here. Now you have lost money. So, you basically okay, I just watched that video. I explained it better in that video, but you get the idea. It's kind of hard to explain in the moment, but that video I made explains it really, really well. I do think that we should come down and sweep London's lows. That makes a lot of sense to me. This does seem like a manipulation leg, so since we have it, we might as well measure it out right now while we have it. And look at this, -4 to 4.5, right above previous month's high, and the -2 to 2.5, right above Asia's high. So that lines up very, very well. It lines up very, very well. Look at this. This moved down. -2 to 2.5 lines up right above previous month's high. The -2 exactly lines up. That's very interesting. That really, honestly, that helps confirm those draws on liquidity a little more, in my opinion. So like, I don't know. I feel like I'm normally like, it's hard because like you can be so right about the draw on liquidity, but if you don't have an entry, then like what do you do? It's hard. So what I want to see is a move down, and then I want to see a 5-minute change of state of delivery, close above this high. And I'd also want to see a 15-minute one at some point. And then a retest of that change of state of delivery. I think that's the CISD entry model, but I could be wrong. But I think that is what the CISD entry model is. So. Let's see here. Is there anything else we can note out? Oh, we need to check for SMTs. That's something important that we need to check for. I always forget until like way later on in the day to check for SMTs, which isn't the best, but it's something I'm getting better at. 4 o'clock, 3:45, 8:30. So this is a higher high. Wait, 8:30. Oh, this was yesterday. Right? What the heck? My time is off in this chart. Why is the time zone different? No, get out of Denver time. What? Okay, that was confusing. Okay, I don't know why it was off. That was weird. Sweet, thank you. I appreciate it. So 3:45, 8:30. So this is a higher high as well. So no SMT. Awesome, thank you. That's sweet. Yeah, that's the best way to DM me is on Discord. So it looks like we are possibly going to go and run this draw on liquidity here. You'll also note that these are relatively equal lows as well. So this is exactly what we wanted to see. We are coming down here possibly to run these equal lows. And yeah, This is exactly what we want to see. So now I'm thinking that London lows will be the key level for the day. And then I would think that we're going to come back up and take out these equal highs. And then eventually possibly take out Asia's highs and all these ones. But the safe bet, the closer lower hanging fruit is probably these equal highs. So that's probably what I'll target. As much as I want to target those, I'll probably save that for once I get a little better. And now previous day's low could be a draw, so let's just keep that in mind. But once again, you can have price action go sideways, and yeah. So ideally, I do want to see some kind of a 5-minute change state of delivery before we get some kind of entry, honestly. I'm not profitable. I've been trading for 14 months, but I think I'm very close. I would say I'm very, very close. And in the last month and a half, I've made like, I don't know. I would probably say I've gotten like 50% better just in the past month and a half, just because of how much work I've put in specifically in the last month and a half. I've been really locked in this past month and a half, but I wouldn't consider myself profitable yet, but I think I'm close. Yeah, 14 months, so. Previous day's low seems to be possible draw. But I don't know. I think this could be the low. I think this London low seems like this could be the key level as well. Like, I'm just gonna watch and see and wait how price plays out here. But I'm only trying to take high probability setups in one trade a day, so I'm really looking for something good. If we're gonna get some kind of setup, it needs to be good. And right now we're clearly getting a lot of movement to the downside, so that makes me think that maybe the market actually does want to target this previous day's low. So we'll just have to see. The market just opened. Market just opened. Now, I guess, could this also be I was gonna say this could be a London. Could this be a London reversal New York continuation? But no, I don't think so. I think this is probably a New York reversal kind of day. Like, there's no key level that was hit in London. I mean, unless you consider this to be the key level, then maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I only take one trade a day. I'm super disciplined now. I try and take only like really high quality setups, and I'm really hoping I'm gonna be profitable here pretty soon. I've taken a lot of good trades lately, but I feel like I've gotten a little unlucky on some of the trades I've taken. And I feel like I also just have like minor things to tweak. Like, I'm constantly right about the draw and liquidity, as you saw just now. I was completely right about this being the draw. Like, I'm constantly right about the draw and liquidity, but it doesn't matter if you're right about the draw and liquidity if you can't get an entry. Like, I'll be right about the draw so often, and then I just won't get an entry. So that's just how I know, like, I'm really close, but I just need to fine tune my entries. So I really could see us coming and taking previous day's low at this point. Seems like that's the only draw possibly left. I could see us running previous day's low, and then once we hit previous day's low, we could get possibly a sharp reaction back to the upside. I think that's very possible. Let's look for any other order blocks here, or fair value gaps, or whatever else you want to call it. There's like a 12-hour order block here. So yeah, I could see us reacting off of this, honestly. So this is a 12-hour order block. I wonder if there's a breaker block as well. I think we're probably going to hit this order block right below previous day's low and then get a reaction off of it. That's my guess. This is just speculation right now, but like right now that's all I can do, because I really would not want to get an entry until we swept previous day's low, and at which point there's really not any more draws that are to the downside for the most part. Previous week's low is all the way down here, so I think the only main draw left is previous day's low, and at which point I think we could maybe just barely sweep it, and then hopefully we'll run to the upside, and maybe somehow we'll get an entry. We'll see. But yeah, this is about the time of day you would expect this manipulation move as well. So, and I want to see some kind of internal sweep in SMT as well. That would be nice. We got a low and then a higher low. So this is 935 and 925. $9.35. Or wait, what? 925. Okay, 925. Oh wait, I'm on the 5-minute chart. Okay. 925. 925. Bro, what is that emoji, bro? That's epic. Very epic. Yeah, so this is where I think the market's being drawn towards. I really can't see a world where at this point we don't come down and sweep previous day's low, and then it would just be crazy for us. We should really have to take out previous day's low before we go to these equal highs, because smart money's not going to want to enter until they know that this liquidity pool is taken. I mean, that's just, they're not going to want to enter. So I really do think previous day's low will have to get swept before we move higher. But do you see any SMTs? Oh wait, we kind of have an SMT. 450, 930. Yo, okay, so look at this. Getting this SMT here, if this can hold. Buy on fear, sell on FOMO. I mean, yeah, that's obviously the idea, but that's like without like obviously everyone wants to buy low, sell high, buy on fear, sell on FOMO, but it's in general easier said than done. Like, it's a lot more complicated, I feel like. But yeah, that's the idea, of course. Emotions are the enemy. You're absolutely right. But I think if we can get this SMT and then sweep previous day's low, this would be a good, very good high time frame low being formed. I think that would be a good low. Obviously, I would want to see us come back up and probably close above this high, and then maybe we'll get some inverse after that. Or honestly, if we get some inverse in here, maybe I'll take it. But I do want to see previous day's low get swept before I'd even consider an entry here. But this is around the time where I would expect this manipulation move. Now I wonder if I take this down from here to the order block. Wow, that's crazy. Look, from here to the order block, the -1 fib lines up perfectly with previous month's high. Whoa, that's nuts. I mean, that's perfectly aligned from there to the order block. I wonder if we hit that order block perfectly. But also, let me zoom out here. Do these line up with anything? This -4 lines up with this high. I don't know. That's kind of more speculation a little bit. That's like totally speculation. But I just... imagine if that ended up happening. That would be insane. Yup, emotions are the enemy. How do you even get those emojis? Whoa, I can start a poll. I can start a Q&A. That's crazy. That's actually really cool. I'm trying to figure out all the stuff you can do here. What the heck? There's some interesting ones in there. Anyway, this is... I'm trying to think of the word. The fact that this is happening at the time that it's happening tells me it feels like it seems like it's very high probability that we're going to run previous day's low. Because it's right between 9:30 and 10. We're... it's this manipulation is happening between 9:30 and 10. I could really see us coming down below previous day's low, and I would for sure need to see previous day's low get swept before I'd even consider any kind of entry, honestly. And I would need to see this SMT hold. That's like the two main things I would need to see. Yeah, like a lot of stuff like that, like it's just too perfect to be a coincidence. But obviously this hasn't happened yet, so I can't say something's happened that hasn't happened. But like, could you imagine we perfectly react off this order block and then we do end up going to previous month's high? That would be insane. But yeah, I need to see previous day's low get swept in this SMT hold for me to really even consider a trade here. Nice! Let me know how it goes. That's so good. So we'll hit this level at some point, I would expect before 10 or around 10. I'm not exactly sure when, but I would expect that this is around the key time you would expect this kind of final move down to take out this key level here, this previous day's low. So we'll see if this happens or not. But yeah, we just keep making lower highs and higher lows. So we have no evidence of a market structure shift or a change in state of delivery or anything like that, or a break structure. I mean, market structure is clearly bearish. So until we get like an internal sweep or a break of structure, like I feel like there's just not really any reason to even consider any kind of trades right now. I really don't think there's any reason to consider any trades. And I definitely don't really want to go short. I mean, you can go short to this previous day's low, but it's just we're already so far in discount. I just don't think that's the idea. I think the idea is we're going to come back to these equal highs later on. So I'm just going to be patient, and we'll see what we get here coming up in the next 18 minutes before 10 a.m. here. It's about the key time you would expect this to happen. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, no reason to rush any trades. Just going to stay patient and only take high probability setups. Just focus on that. Now, we did inverse this gap. And we swept this low. Maybe. Did we sweep this low? Yeah. So maybe we'll go up here for a little bit first. Maybe we'll take out. Maybe we'll get one final move up here, and then we'll do one final dump. I could see that happening. Because we have this. Oh, that's a 30-second gap. That's not really that significant, honestly. That's a 30-second gap. Yeah, we have this 1 minute gap here. Why did I mark out this? Oh, what the heck? We have this 1 minute gap. So I could see this holding and then final move down, taking out previous day's low. It's just speculation though. It's like literally just totally for fun. Once we get to this gap here, I'm going to get rid of this line because we don't need it. And I'm going to get rid of this line because we don't need it anymore either. We took out the equal lows that we said we were probably going to take out. I'm going to get rid of this SMT as well. So really all we want on our chart here, really all we want is previous day's low and the equal highs. Those are the two things we're really looking at, to me at least. So right now we're still in between these two liquidity pools, so I'm just waiting. Now maybe you could say maybe it's possible that we don't go to previous day's low if we had an SMT with that low. Let's just see if we did. Did we get an SMT with that low? 14 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Nine o'clock, 14 o'clock. Yeah, I'm not convinced. I think this has to get taken out. I'm not convinced. I guess that we could theoretically come back up since we swept London's lows technically, but I feel like since there's not really any SMT or anything, I think we need to come down and sweep previous day's low. I really think that, but I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm just gaining experience every single day, so we'll see. Maybe this fair value gap will hold. So we have this fair value gap. So this could be that final manipulation move. It's very possible. Or we come up in inverse. If we inverse, then hey, we inversed. I mean, it's possible. Especially because we swept London's lows, right? We swept these lows. I think we just hit CE of that gap. Around that, yeah. Around the middle of the gap. Okay. Yeah, I use a account that I have that I got from a while ago. It's a funded account, but it's it's a funded account, but I don't think I got it for the right reasons. But nonetheless, I have it. It was back when I was like unprofitable that I got it. Honestly, I mean, I'm still unprofitable. But what I'm trying to say is I do have a funded account, but I haven't made money on it yet. But I think that eventually, on the road, I can make money with it. But even if I don't, if I blow it or something like that, then I'd probably I'd be fine with it because I honestly want to switch prop firms really bad anyways. Like I really want to switch to Apex because I'm using TGRs right now and it's not as good. Like it's just so frustrating. His prop firm's really not easy to work with, and it's not futures contracts, so it's really annoying because I want to trade futures. Interesting here, we came up and we filled the gap completely. So just a question of, do we inverse this or do we hold this? And if we hold it, honestly, I probably will look to not take a trade because I really wanted to see previous day's low get swept. I mean, why have we not swept previous day's low? It's probably because we need to come down and sweep it. Because you don't just come this close to previous day's low and then not take it out. So yeah, if previous day's low doesn't get swept, then I'm not really interested. What do you mean? Why do I trade futures? Like, instead of what? Futures, like I just like instead of Forex or instead of what? I use the futures charts because I think the futures charts are more true. Like the futures charts show the actual the gaps here, when the differences between the opens and the closes and that kind of stuff, and that stuff's important. Let's see here. We formed equal highs. Oh, we formed equal highs on the S&P. Dang, okay. Okay, so we did get a 1 minute break of structure. We got a 2 minute break of structure, kind of. I don't know if this is considered a break of structure or not. I don't know. Not exactly sure. Maybe we'll get a 5 minute change state of delivery here, though. Honestly, if we get a 5 minute change in state of delivery and we swept London's lows, then maybe I would consider a trade instead of stocks and options. I honestly have two accounts. I have my funded account and then I have a personal account where I will enter an option contract, but it's my own personal account. So, but I use the futures chart because the futures chart is actually more accurate to what is actually going on the charts. Like I don't need to look at the QQQ. This is the actual real chart. So yeah. Anyway, so it looks like we are possibly about to inverse this. Did we get an SMT at those lows? 931, 940. Oh yeah, 931, 940. Okay, so 931, 940 got an SMT. I should have paid attention to that. So these lows could be protected, honestly. But we really haven't missed out. Because we haven't even gotten a 5-minute CASD yet. Probably need to see it close above here. And honestly, it's very possible we still hold this. It's very possible we still hold this gap because the wicks do the damage, the bodies tell the story, and if we want to, the bodies might just hold it. It's possible. That'd be crazy if that did happen. So then if we did come down and sweep previous day's low, then we would get this internal sweep, and that'd be really nice. I would actually love that. And then if we didn't take it out on S&P and we did on Nasdaq, we got a low time frame S&P, and we got a whatever it's called. If we get a, like, let's say we get a low time frame S&T here, but then we also get a high time frame S&T here, that would be super ideal. What do you mean, what's my goal? I need to see previous day's low get swept. Really, I really want to see previous day's low get swept before I would either I need to see 5-minute change of state of delivery, or I want to see previous day's low get swept before I'd probably enter. Unless actually, no, I just want to take high probability setups. See, I'm just waiting for. There's no goal. It's just I'm watching price action, and if we get something good, then I'll take it. But I haven't seen anything. There's not any specific goal. I'm just watching and waiting, getting experience. My goal in trading, like everyone else's, to make money. Hopefully make money from it someday. I also just enjoy it. I think it's just the coolest thing. Yeah, I'm once again like I'm just watching price action. There's no reason. I'm not taking a trade unless there's something that looks really good that I see that I want to take. Like, I'll know when I see a good setup. Like the other day when this 3-minute inversion happened towards this data high, I would have taken this if I wasn't already done for the day. I would have taken this 3-minute inversion here. So like, I'll know it when I see a good setup. I know we just haven't gotten anything yet, so I'm just watching. There's nothing to take. Now we close above this gap, but like, once again, it's just that's not a good inverse. So. Oh, you know what? Let's measure this. This from premium to discount. Like, I genuinely want to see previous day's low get swept. I'm gonna throw on OTE on here. Hmm. Let's look at previous hours high. We have high of the hour right here. Oh, I guess that's just like. This is high of the hour, I guess. This could be a draw. Yeah, I could see that being a draw. Yeah, I'm still expecting a final move down to take out this previous day's low. I'm like, I'm really wanting that to happen, because if that happens, then we will have this SMT. We'll have a giant SMT with the S&P and the NASDAQ. We'll have a giant SMT. So this would be Thursday 10 o'clock low, and then Friday 10 o'clock low would be lower. This would be a lower low. Thursday. I guess this is kind of confusing because it's not. 14. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe since it's this low, I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. But I do think that we would get a low time frame SMT here. So we would get a SMT with this low, which would be important. This would be a good SMT as well. So yo, what, did news come out? What was that? What was that? What was that? What was that? There's no news. Was there news? Why did it do that? Eastern time. Save. Yeah, it's 10 a.m. Eastern. The news was at 8:30. What just happened? Who did I? It's what I've been saying. Anyway, I think Pru stays low as a draw. And we would get an S&T here. This would be the biggest, honestly, the biggest factor would be this S&T. Like, especially if it happens at this order block here. So yeah, we're just kind of watching and waiting, honestly. So maybe we'll get an SMT here. We'll just mark this out as possible SMT. Let's get rid of this gap here. Let's get rid of this gap. And we left more equal highs. We just left more equal highs. Okay, previous hour's high. There we go. There we go. We just swept it. We just swept out previous hour's high. That you remember how I marked that out earlier? That was previous hour's high was the draw. Remember how I marked that out? That's crazy. Whoa. You see that? You see how we swept previous hour's high like that? That's crazy. And I bet you were going to go previous day's low too. Wow. That was insane. What just happened? You see how that perfectly swept that high like that? Like perfectly? What the heck? That's some CRT stuff right there. What was that? It was like perfect. It perfectly swept that high. That was like to the tick. We swept the high of the hour to the tick. Like, I don't even know. That's just crazy. And that, could you imagine? So this, could you imagine? So you know who Romeo is? The guy who made CRT. Dude, I wonder if this is like his type of trade where he just like sells up here and then he just targets previous day's low. I wonder. I just don't. I could never trade like that because I don't understand how that works. But like genuinely, that's just insane. The fact that it goes right up to previous hour's high like that and then barely sweeps it. That's crazy. And this could still be the market could. So now these are relatively equal highs. So we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, I'm just watching and waiting. If we get us up, then sweet. But genuinely, I haven't seen anything besides obviously there's I guess this inverse, but this isn't something that I really wanted to take. This is not really something I wanted to take. Yeah, I get it. You could have made money on it. Wah. You could have made 2R, 3R, wah. I like previous day's low is right here. I just don't want to take a trade like that. I guess there was an SMT. There was an SMT. Okay. Forgot to mention there was an SMT. So maybe it was a better trade than I'm thinking. This could have been a better trade than I was thinking. Because 930, 939. Yeah. And this was a higher high. So, okay, fine. There's an SMT. We got this 1 minute inversion. Okay, fine. Maybe it's okay. And you could move your stop loss to break even here. But I don't know. It's just not. It's not. I didn't love it. So if I don't love it, I'm not gonna take it. I want to see something I actually like genuinely love, and then I'll take it. But yeah, you could have done that. Okay, looks like we are moving higher here. So I don't know if we're just if we're just gonna go straight up now or what. maybe London's highs could have been all we need to take out. Okay, I don't know what's going on with not taking previous day's low, but whatever. Fine. Because we already took out London's low, so I guess London's low is significant enough. Now we're going up to the... Oh, now we're going to hit our target. Yeah, we're going to hit our draw on liquidity. Maybe we're going to come up, sweep these equal highs, and we come down and sweep previous day's low. I don't know, man. I don't know why the market doesn't want to take this out. I guess because it already took out London, but... So the one trade I've seen so far today is this 30-second inverse. And this would have worked out very well for you. And there was an SMT here as well. So this is the trade of the day, it looks like so far. But I guess it's just not, it doesn't stand out to me. So I didn't take it. But trade of the day so far is this 30-second inverse. So good job if you took this. 30-second inverse with this SMT here. Yes, take notes, take notes. So this is good because we had already taken London lows, and we already taken London lows, and let's see if we swept anything else over here. Yeah, the main thing is we took out London lows, and we got an SMT, and you have a quick and easy stop loss to break even at this high. Either this high or this high, right? I'd probably just do it this high, because why not? And, well, let's see if you get stopped out of break even or not. Nah. So, yeah, I'd probably just do this. I'd probably just do this high, and you can see, you can see that you move stop loss break even either here or here, just depending whichever you prefer. And then, you can even put your stop loss below the IFG candle. So yeah, stop loss, you can put your stop loss below, you can put it below this. You get better risk reward with that. Stop loss to break even either here or here. And then, yeah, no, I would just target these equal highs. I guess these aren't really exactly equal, but they're relatively equal. And this would be a 2-to-1, so... definitely a good trade if you took it, but it didn't stand out to me. Like, I guess there was an SMT. I guess we inversed here, but once again, I'm trying to take like the highest probability setup. So, but you could have taken this, could have worked out for you. So good job if you took this. And we just hit we just hit this draw, which is I think the equal highs. Yeah, we just hit the equal highs. The first set of equal highs. There is more equal highs up here. But you can see we've been right about the draw on liquidity all day, I guess besides previous day's low, obviously. We were wrong about that. But I said we were going to come down, sweep London, and then this was going to be a manipulation move, and then we're going to come up to these equal highs. This is exactly what I said was going to happen. I mean, I messed up with the previous day's low, but we already took out a significant draw on liquidity. We already took out London's lows. So London's lows was the draw, and then we took them out. And we got SMT at the lows. And I think this SMT honestly kind of just... It honestly confirmed that this was the low. And at which point the market wanted to reverse. And so now we took out these equal highs. And as well, we just took out London's highs. So, confirmed this is the... looks like this is the manipulation move here. I think this will be a change of state of delivery now. Yeah, we just got a change of state of delivery here. So Here's the CASD on the 5-minute. 5-minute CSD. Let's see if there was a TJR type trade. There's a 1-minute break of structure. There's no fair value gap in here. I don't think there was a TJR set up because I don't see a fair value gap. We broke structure. I'm trying to, but I don't see anything. I don't have any trades that the only trade I saw was this one. I just didn't call it out because I didn't think it was good enough. I just didn't love it. But you could have taken this. But yeah, if I don't see any good enough trades, then I'm probably not going to take a trade. I would like to take a trade, but if I don't see anything, then I guess can't take anything. Like, this is just such a small trade, though. I don't know. I just didn't prefer to take that. Yeah, I'm sorry if you're wanting me to take a trade. Like, I can't force a trade. There's nothing I can do about that. All I can do is just analyze, and then if I see something good, then I could say, okay, I see something good, you know. But if I don't see anything good, then I'm just gonna have to chill here and just wait. I mean, there could be a trade here. I will say this. There could be a trade on the retest of this 15-minute CISD. This is a possible entry, I think. But I that's not my model. That's not my model, so I'm not taking that. And then there's also this 5-minute CISD here. Yay, I'm so glad you're learning. Dude, ask me any questions that you have as well. But like, you can see how, like, the draw on liquidities dictate where the market's gonna go. Like, the market wanted to go sweep London's lows, and I said this was possibly a New York reversal day, right? Remember how I said Asia's range looks so perfect and how we're probably gonna come back up and take out these draws on liquidity? Yeah, that movie's good. That movie's crazy. But yeah, but you can see I was right about everything. I was right about all the draws on liquidity. We came down, swept London's lows, and then we took out these equal highs. And I was right that this was a New York reversal day. You can see I'm constantly right about the draw on liquidity. I'm constantly right about it. I'm struggling with my entries just a little bit. And that once I fine tune my entries, I think I'm gonna be hopefully very profitable. That's my hope. That is really just my hope. The Wolf of Wall Street movie that movie's crazy, bro. I like that movie though. It's good. I'm so glad you're learning some stuff though. But yeah, like, draw on liquidity dictates the market. You can see that London's lows, so this was London's lows and it was also equal lows, right? The market wanted to take that out before moving higher. And then I said it was New York reversal day probably. And then what happened? We got our Asia, London, and then New York reversed. And then also, what else did I say? These were going to be a draw on liquidity. Oh, I haven't seen Wall Street. No, what is Wall Street? Anyway, so like I said, we got the New York reversal kind of day, equal highs, previous day's high, and then previous month's high, hopefully, possibly coming up. This order block supported price very well. So we got a 1 minute break of structure and then a retracement to this order block. So this could have been your TJR type entry, honestly. So like if you're taking TJR's types trade and you wanted to, all right, I'll definitely have to check it out. But like if you wanted to, this would have been a good trade. And I'll cover this in my market recap as well. But TGR's strategy, right, is you need to see a sweep of TGR doesn't really say this, but you want to see a sweep of a significant draw on liquidity. So we swept out London's lows. Then you want to see a 1 minute market structure shift. We got a 1 minute market structure shift. Now usually TGR likes to see a retracement to a 1 minute fair value gap or just a fair value gap in general. But you can see there's no fair value gaps in here. There's no 1 minute, there's no 2 minute, there's no 3 minute, there's no fair value gaps in here. So what could you have used instead of a fair value gap? You could have used this order block. And so this order block would have worked as your TJR type entry as well. And so you could enter at this order block, stop loss below the low, because the low should be protected because of the SMT. And then at which point you could target these equal highs. That's what I would do. And that's a 3.5 to 1 risk reward trade that I didn't think about. And also I'm not taking those kinds of trades right now. I'm taking only inverse fair value gaps. I'm sticking to only inverse fair value gaps. But you can see how this is a possible trade you could have taken, and I will definitely cover this in my market recap. And I'll also cover the other one as well. But I think this trade is a lot higher probability than that other trade. I think this trade is like, I don't even consider it a trade. It kind of feels like that was like more like a. It seems like that was a low probability trade. This seems like a lot higher probability. You know, I like this one a lot more. But yeah, sweep of London lows, market structure shift, retracement to this order block here. And this would have been a good trade, but once again, like I honestly forgot that we had this SMT here. So this SMT means this low is pretty much protected, and so that means we're probably not going to go to previous day's low. And because this low is protected, this order block should support price after this market structure shift, and then boom. But also, just because you get SMT doesn't mean you can't take out that high or low. It just means that it just means it's lower probability that you're gonna go run it. So we took out equal highs. I think Asia's high is next. You can see this would have been a 5 to 1 risk reward trade, and then if you take it up to previous day's high, it'll be a 7.5 to 1 risk reward trade, and if you take it up to the previous month's high, that is a 9 to 1 risk reward trade. And once again, this is all stuff that I said was gonna happen way earlier in the stream. You can go rewatch it, but I said all this was gonna happen. I said today is probably a New York reversal day. We're probably gonna come sweep London's lows. The only thing I was wrong about was sweeping previous day's low, but I was saying we're gonna sweep lows, manipulate down, and then come take these equal highs, and then previous day's high, and Asia's high, and then possibly previous day's high and previous month's high. All stuff that, like, this could happen, doesn't have to happen, but this is all, like, stuff that I said very possibly could happen. So, yeah, pretty crazy. Very cool. What else do I do other than trading in chess? I don't know. Lately I've been no lifing trading and YouTube because like I'd say mostly just been like on the making videos for YouTube, like making these trading videos. I work for my dad during later on in the day, and then at his office, and then but yeah, mostly just like literally all like I go to the gym. I go to the gym every day, and then I have my study sessions later today. But genuinely, like, all I do is like basically just all I've been doing is getting better at trading, and kind of just study my own stuff, you know. I study. I study the whole time while I'm at the gym. I watch videos the whole time while I'm at the gym. I study during my study session. I like study while I'm going to sleep. I study in the morning before I make my videos sometimes. But yeah, I'm like constantly just learning stuff, and I know sometimes you can have information overload, so maybe I have a little too much information, but that's why I'm trying to stick to only trading Dodgy's model. But I am curious if Dodgy took a trade, because I don't see any trades. Should I check? Let's check if Dodgy took a trade, because I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Let's see if he took a trade. But today seems like everything that we said was going to happen did end up happening, which is cool. Dodgy did take a trade. Let me show you. He said, we got 2 thanks for the liquidity wicks in 1 week at Dodgy Alerts. So what he did, so this is a 3-minute fair value gap. I get it. Well, it'd be kind of scary. It'd be kind of scary, but what he did, right, is once this 3-minute gap inversed, he entered on this 3-minute inverse. And he had his stop loss here, but the way his stop losses work is his stop losses are based off of if the candle body actually closes below. If the candle body closes below the fair value gap, then he stops himself out manually. And because this was a wick, it wasn't the candle body close. Because this is a wick, he didn't stop himself out, and then he basically stays in the trade until the candle body closes below. And so, because there was no candle body close below, he was able to stay in this trade after this 3-minute inverse, and then it went and hit his target. So this trade is essentially the same as this trade, just instead of entering on this order block here, you're entering on this 3-minute inverse, and you don't get stopped out because you have a manual stop loss once the candle body closes back below this gap. So this wouldn't have stopped you out because it's a wick, it's not a close. So both of these trades would have been good trades. Unfortunately, I didn't spot either of them, but once again, it's like every day I'm getting so much better, you know? This is what I mean when I say I'm not profitable. I'm not profitable because sometimes I kind of just suck at spotting stuff like this in the moment. But the more chart time I get every day, the better. The more time I'm watching the market, the better I'm going to get at trading, and the better I'm trying to think of how to put it. I'm going to eventually, it's all gonna fall together, you know. So. Because I spot so many good trades after they happen, and so as these are going into my head, these are going into my repertoire. I'm going to be able to spot ones in the future a lot better. It's just gonna take some more time. But yeah, 3.5 to 1 restored trade, 2.5 to 1 restored trade, and as well if you held it to Asia's highs, like I think it will go to Asia's highs. Did we already go to Asia's highs? We just hit Asia's highs, so. Like I said, Asia looked like a very tight accumulation range, and we just hit Asia's highs, so like I thought was going to happen. So both of these trades would have been insane. 5.8 to 1 and 5 to 1 restored. Futures are risky and options too. I prefer swing trading and day trading. Futures is day trading, and so is options. It's just different kinds. There's just 2 different assets, but they both like they're both still day trading. I eventually want to get into swing trading as well, but I think I'm trying to think how to put it. Day trading, I think there's a lot. It's a lot more systematic, which makes it easy to start with, and then eventually, you can branch out to swing trading once you get really good. But I feel like day trading is a lot more systematic, and I would, and there's like, I mean, times of day, like, I don't know, it's just harder when there's not that kind of stuff. So, like, like I was expecting this manipulation move because it was a nine. It was a nine. It was a market open manipulation move, right? Just typical of the market to do that. Stuff like that that makes it. Honestly, stuff like that that makes it easier to day trade than swing trade. Just like certain things that happen every single day that that you can't use in swing trading as well. Yeah, it's all day trading. So yeah, this would have been a 5.8 to 1 restore trade. So I will cover this in my market recap, but no losses today. Sadly, did not get this trade. I would have liked to take this trade, but I'm trying to stick to only inverses, and right now I just didn't see this one. This trade that Dodgy took is actually pretty advanced. Like knowing to enter here and then not stop yourself out because there was no candle close. That's a very advanced maneuver, and I honestly, if I had even saw this trade, I probably would have got stopped out because I wouldn't have known to have a manual stop loss like that. That's just such an advanced trade that I just would not have really. This is a lot more realistic for me to have taken this 1 minute market structure shift order block trade, and I probably would have wanted to take this one instead. I'm just still getting more experience with these, and I would say maybe in like 3 weeks, because I've been scouting these out for about a week now. So I've been scouting out the breaker block and the GGR type trades. In like 3 weeks, I'll probably be in a spot where I'm comfortable to start taking unicorn setups and start taking TGR setups. So probably starting in November. Starting on November 1st, I would say I will be open to taking other models, but I think if I overcomplicate it now, it's just gonna slow me down to being profitable. So I'm just sticking to inverse for value gaps. Oh, we just got a. No, we didn't get an inverse. Never mind. I'm just being patient, man. There's nothing else I can do really. But yeah, this was the draw. Right to Asia's highs. So now that we took Asia's highs, I could expect a retracement here, honestly. I could see a retracement happening. If this 30-second closes below, okay, if this 30-second, this could be a possible trade. It's not like super high probability. I don't love it. There's no S&T. All we did was swept Asia's high, so I don't love it. But I will mark this out because we did sweep Asia's highs here. We did sweep Asia's highs. And we are very far in premium. And there's a good stop loss to break even. But once again, if we don't close where we need to close, then it might not be very good. Probably take this 1 minute if this. I'm not necessarily gonna take this. I'm just looking at it. Cause this is a good trend line here. I'd say previous 15-minute lows are a good target. Possibly. Wonder if there's any SMT here. No SMT. And once again, market structure is very bullish right now, so I really don't think I'd want to take a short unless, yeah. I'm not, it just seems not high enough probability, honestly. I'd rather not lose a trade, but I don't know. Maybe if this closes below, I'll consider it. Very smooth price action, honestly. We could get this, actually. Oh, man. I don't know. Do I want to take this? It's not like the best trade in the world. It's okay. Still haven't gotten it. I don't know, man. I'm not convinced. I want to see something else, honestly, because I don't know. The main confluences are, wait, are those equal lows? Okay, we just got a better confluence here. Alright, we actually have equal lows here. Okay. They're not equal. They're not equal. Never mind. They're relatively equal, but they're not equal. Okay, maybe we'll get some kind of sweep. I would consider. I think this is a little like not. It's not super high probability, but once again, if this closed below, then like there's no SMT. There's not a lot of other things. Not a lot of other confluences. But I guess if this closed below, you could consider taking this. But I order flow is bullish right now, so I would say this is like definitely like a B setup. But where would my entry to break even be? I would definitely. I don't know. Probably like here, or probably just probably at this low. That's all I can do. But I genuinely also am not. Yeah, exactly. Order flow is so bullish right now. Like I'm not really interested in even taking a trade because it's not like super high probability. So I don't know. And if we maybe get inverse back to the upside, maybe I'll take something up to the previous day's high because it looks like we're going up to previous day's high right now. I guess this closed above, huh? This could have actually been a good trade. Dang it, dude. This would have been a good trade. I should have saw this. This is probably going to work out, actually. This is probably going to work out. We're delivering from a fair value gap. I think this is going to work out. I think this will work out. Because we're delivering from a fair value gap. My guess is it's going to work out. Stop loss to break even here. I could see this working. And we also swept sell side here. But the thing about this trade is we're already so far in premium, so that's why I'm not taking this. But yeah, I'm not taking that. I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm just kind of marking out stuff. Don't take things I say with a grain of salt. Once again, I'm not like totally profitable yet, so I just take everything I say with a grain of salt. But I'm getting pretty close. But yeah, we swept Asia's highs. I will get off the charts at 11 today. If we don't get anything, that's fine. Okay. Interesting. That is on the 32nd, so I'm not going to trust that. Yeah, I think we're going to previous day's high. And you can see, like I said, this trade would have worked. This trade could work. The previous day's high. Like I was saying, I actually do think I still think this is fine. If you were, I just don't want to take it because we're so far in premium. But yeah, and we also are sweeping Asia's high right now. So I think it's like a B setup, but sure, I guess you could take it. Might work. I'm honestly just getting screen time. I don't really care if I get a trade. I'm just getting screen time. Obviously, I would like a trade, but the main thing right now is I'm just getting better. Yeah. That's my issue as well, dude. Like, I am constantly right about the draw on liquidity. Like, you can ask Frenzy today. Like, I called the draw on liquidity right all day long. I said what I said was, if I go back. So I was like, Asia formed a tight range. London's going down. New York is going down. I bet we're going to have a New York reversal day. I said that. Then I also said, London has equal lows with this low over here. I bet you were going to sweep London's lows. We went down and swept London's lows. And I also said, we have equal highs here. I bet you were going to take out these equal highs. And then we came up and took out those equal highs. And I also said I could see us also taking out London's highs and Asia's highs, and then possibly maybe previous day's high and previous month's high. And everything that I said, all the stuff that I said, happened. There was only one thing I said that didn't happen, and that was I said we could take out previous day's low. I could see us taking out previous day's low. But the reason we didn't is because we had this SMT here, and that made this low protected, and we already swept a key level. So we didn't need to sweep another key level. We already swept one. This one was good enough. So London's lows, sweeping that was good enough. And then you could see you had this TGR type entry here where you had sweep of London lows, 1 minute market structure shift, and then at which point you had a 1 minute entry on this order block. This would be your like TGR style trade. But since there's no fair value gap in here, there's no fair value gap, the entry would be on this order block. And then I just marked out how like you could have targeted these equal highs, which I think would have been the safest play. And that's at like 3-1. But once again, I'm not taking TGR type trades yet. And like I said, we're really far in premium, so I'm not surprised this failed actually, or it looks like it's gonna fail. Yeah, I'm just trying to be super patient, honestly. So we actually could get a trade if we come down and trying to think what would be like what could possibly be good. Okay, I know what could be good. If we come down and sweep these 15-minute lows into this 5-minute fair value gap, if we come into this 5-minute fair value gap and then we get an inverse out of it after sweeping these lows back up to previous day's high, I would consider that to be good. Because these are also somewhat like relatively equal lows. So okay, if we get this, I'll stay on the charts a little bit longer in case we get this. Because I would be interested in taking this if we get it. Just to try it. This could be my trade of the day. I haven't been really taking a lot of trades. I mean this isn't like the absolute best. It's not like A plus or A, or it's probably like, I don't know. I guess it's A. I don't know. A minus. I don't know. It's sweeping a low into a fair value gap. It's sweeping equal lows, relatively equal lows, and we have a clear draw on liquidity. So it just kind of, it also just depends what happens. Like, $10.21. And this is all kind of one fair value gap. Like, see how like when I go up in time frame, this isn't like one singular gap. This is like one fair value gap, two fair value gaps, three fair value gaps. So you really need to have a singular fair value gap to get an inverse fair value gap. And so right now we don't have that. So that's something I don't like. Because now this is like a external gap here. That's one thing I don't like. Looks like we possibly are going to make it to these relatively equal lows. So maybe we could come here. Could we fill this a little bit more and then come down? Because I would like that a little better. Oh, my phone's probably charged. So 14 minutes until 11, so I don't know if we'll get a trade. I'll consider staying on if it looks okay, but I might get off. Okay, did we just hit it? We hit the 5 minute for value gap? Alright. Nice. Very nice. Are these equal highs? Kind of. They're relatively equal. They're not exactly equal. Oh, wow, we are filling this whole fair value gap. Okay. Okay, we might want to come back into discount. Or equilibrium. This trade would have been good. But you can see why I didn't take this trade, right? Because we're so far in premium. It's not a good trade to take. And we're just too far in premium. I would have rather looked for shorts. So yeah, that's why I didn't take that. So now, I don't know if we're gonna get anything. We could get this, which there's an external gap here. But if you wanted to, you could move your stop loss to break even at this high. And then you could ride it relatively risk-free. But we haven't gone into discount yet. I don't like that. I would like to see us come to discount. Oh, look at that. We just hit equilibrium. Cool. Okay. From this low to this high. And I think it just barely went into discount. So So yeah, we just barely tapped into discount, which is a good confluence to have. But it looks like we might continue lower. We'll see. Actually, you know what? Now it might be wanting to come for previous day's low. Is that, you think that's possible? That's actually a possibility. Let's get rid of everything. The chart's a little messy. I'll probably just get off the charts in 7 minutes. So we had a little tiny inversion, but yeah, look, we're just in a giant downtrend, so what other trades could you have taken? Oh, guys, this was a high, low, higher, high. High, low, higher, high. Lower, low. High, low, higher, high, lower, low. So actually, high, low, higher, high, which took out Asia's high. High, low, higher, higher, which took out Asia's high. Lower, low. Hang on a second. We could be onto something here. Here's a breaker block. Here's Asia's high. Wait, actually, we could be onto something. Okay. I measure this up from here to here. We're entering premium. Okay, we just tested this breaker and this order block. So theoretically, I'm just mapping this out. Like, you possibly could take this. And I'd say these are relatively equal lows. I don't know though. I'm not experienced enough in those trades yet to know if that's good or not. I'm not experienced enough in those yet. So maybe if we get an inverse down coming off this breaker block, Actually, yeah. Like, maybe if we close below here. That actually could be a trade. Delivering from an order block and a breaker block. Well, maybe we're gonna inverse this. We'll see. Oh yeah, you're right. I think, yeah, I think you're absolutely right because we just hit discount. I don't know. I'm probably just not gonna. I like that's not a trade that I would take because I'm not taking breaker blocks yet. Yeah, it does look like we just hit a discount, huh? And also, we did inverse this gap here. Okay. I guess you could take this. I don't know. I'll probably just get off the charts. I just, there's not anything that I want to take. So, it's almost 11. High, low, high, low, low. High, low, high, low, low. We're in a premium though. That's the thing. We're in a premium of this price leg. And we swept Asia's high. And we got a market structure shift. Yeah, wait. This actually could be good. Okay. I'll consider taking it if we inverse it. There's no SMT or anything though. This just seems like a pretty big liquidity pool. And we clearly swept Asia's high. Like, if we wanted to keep going up, I feel like we wouldn't have swept it like this. And this seems like a pretty big liquidity pool. I could be wrong, though. We just inverse this gap here. It is 11. I should probably just hop off the charts. Yeah, I'll just hop off the charts. It's kind of a mixed bias right now, so I just don't want to I'm just honestly kind of getting a headache. Hopefully, in the future, I can take better trades, and I didn't take a loss today, so yeah. Okay, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.